What's up, all my Ewoks, droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as Star Wars Girl, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of Andor Episode 6. But before I get into that, guys, my channel is Hardcore Shadow Band here on YouTube, so every single like, share, comment really helps out my channel fighting the pesky YouTube algorithms. Also, if you guys haven't yet, maybe smash the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Make sure that that bell is set to all. That way you actually get notifications when I post videos and when I do live streams. Also, if you guys, don't want to, watch here on YouTube, I do have an Odyssey, Rumble, and Locals account. You guys can go check me out over there if you guys want to support me on other platforms, and I would really appreciate it, so thank you. Now that that's out of the way, let's get on to the review. All right, guys, so I wanted to have this pulled up on IMDb just before we get started on it. Now, this episode already has ratings of 9.3. It says it's an average of 9.3, which, I mean, the people that are reviewing this, I'm like, have you not seen any other TV show in your life? Have you not watched anything in your life if you really think that this is a 9.3? Now, I just want to put this in perspective, right? People are saying that episode, the one that I'm going to review today, is a 9.3. Okay, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers is an 8.8. And same with The Fellowship of the Ring. The Return of the King is a 0.9. The Godfather. Now, if you guys are familiar with my channel, then you guys know this. I don't like The Godfather, but that is 100% because I'm not interested in gangster flips and mafia movies. It's just, that is not my genre. And you guys can judge me all you want. It's not my thing. I like Star Wars and Star Trek and other nerdy shit. If they would have made The Godfather Jabba the Hutt, maybe I'd be a little bit more interested, but the reality aspect of it just throws me off. But that's neither here nor there. The Godfather's a 9.2, and the reason why I bring up The Godfather, even though I'm not a fan of it, is I understand and respect the fact that it is almost universally loved by everyone and is known as one of the greatest movies of all time. It's a 9.2. So this episode of Andor, according to people reviewing it, is better than The Godfather. Think about that. And also, Empire Strikes Back is an 8.7. Empire Strikes Back is kind of universally accepted as the best Star Wars movie. So 8.7. A 9.3. Think about that. These are the people that are reviewing this. They're saying it's a 9.3 out of 10. I don't think we watched the same damn episode, because if you think that this episode of Andor is better than Lord of the Rings, Empire Strikes Back, and The Godfather, you're smoking fucking crack. All right, guys, so I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to have images pulled up just so that way I know a lot of people aren't watching this show, so that way I can show you, so that you put a face to a name and whatnot. Now, this is episode 6, and guess what? The big thing they've been talking about happening, it finally happened, and it was the most anticlimactic thing ever, which is really shocking to me. The way that I feel that the way that this series is paced, it's oh, here's an episode. Guess what? Nothing happens. Here's another episode. Oh yeah, guess what? Nothing happens. Here's an episode. Nothing happens. And then it finally gets to the thing where the thing that they've been talking about is going to happen finally happens, and it's so anticlimactic and just kind of a jumblefuck disaster. And it's okay, that was and it kind of blows my mind, because the guy that wrote this show is the dude that wrote the Jason Bourne movies. And if you look at the Jason Bourne movies versus this, it's what's going on here? What I think happened overall with this show is that Disney was originally going to do movies, and they were going to just make these all Star Wars story movies. And then they had the success with The Mandalorian, and the way that, Rise of Skywalker kind of, was a huge disappointment to everyone. They said, okay, we're not going to do movies anymore. We're going to do TV shows for Disney Plus. So what I think happened was that they bought a script from this guy, and they, a script for a movie, a 2.5 hour movie maybe. And then they're oh, well, we're not going to do a movie anymore because the movie will probably fail. Let's do a TV show. And they already had a script, and then they had him come in, and they just stretched out this 2-hour movie into what I think this is going to have 12 episodes. If you go to the all episodes list, I think that there's 12 of them. Or at least that's what it says. And then there's going to be a season 2. I don't know. What else can you possibly do? If it's more like this, I don't, how are they going to get, I mean, I don't know why you would waste that much money on this, but that's just my own personal opinion. That the way that this show is paced, that's the way that I feel. Again, it's nothing happens. My boyfriend was watching it with me, and he's just like, that was it. He's like, nothing happened. I was like, I know, nothing happened. So this is the episode where the big thing happens, which is they're doing a heist. So Andor got hired by Stellan Skarsgård to go and help with this thing where they're going to basically steal things from the Empire. I think it's money, it's credits or something. I remember they said it, but I just... yeah, it's credits, because then one of the things is the guy turns on everyone. So he has to go with these people that are going to infiltrate this one base on this one planet. And what they're going to do is it's a suicide mission, because they're going to get this cargo ship. They're going to load it up with all of this money, and then they're going to take off. And he's like, yo, bitches, you're fucking crazy. Like, they got fucking TIE fighters. This is an Imperial base. You're never going to get the fuck out. They're like, no, there's this anomaly on this planet with the fucking stars and the lights. And it's like, okay, so there's going to be this big starlight fireworks show thing that's going to happen, and we're going to escape right when that happens, so that way we can actually get out. And I'm like, so you're telling me they have a shit ton of what hundreds of millions of credits, and they have like the bare minimum security? Because, it would be a suicide mission if anyone tried. And after watching this episode, I'm like, there was barely any fucking people there. And anyone that wants to give me this excuse, the people were the Imperials were watching the light show. I'm like, what, there was 40 dudes watching a fucking light show? All right, guys, so I have some images pulled up. That way you guys can like see for references. So this is the episode where shit happens finally, right? Remember, this is a 9.3 out of 10. Again, I don't know who the fuck did that or who the fuck rated this, but it's like, you must have never seen anything else in your entire life if you think this is a 9.3 out of 10. Now, here is like the ragtag team that Cassian has to be part of. Plus, there's one dude that's missing. He's an Imperial officer that like gets them into the base in a way. So these are all the people. This is like a dude that I guess used to be in like camps, and he's got tattoos, and Andor recognizes those tattoos. This dude is a former stormtrooper, which you don't find out until this episode. This chick is like the leader. This chick is like the healer and does other shit. Her family got killed by stormtroopers. This is like the stand-in for C-3PO, like super intelligent kid who's extremely socially awkward and like does like the laugh moments, right? And so this is the ragtag team that they get together to go storm this Imperial base, and their big plan is they're gonna go in and they're going to steal this cargo ship and they're going to load it up with all of this credits, like 80 million credits. They're going to steal all these credits from the Empire, and then they're going to use that to help fund the Rebel Alliance. Is basically oh my gosh, sorry, I'm getting hiccups. Is basically the plot of this, or that's what this has been leading up to. This is episode 6 out of 12. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do for the next 6 episodes if this was the big like moment. And so their plan is to get this cargo ship loaded up with all of the credits and then take off. And Cassian shows up and is like, he's like, are you guys fucking crazy? That ain't gonna work. Y'all gonna die. Also, we didn't learn this until like the last episode. Nobody knows how to fly the fucking ship except for Andor. And well, I guess they do, but they didn't know about the clamps, and they didn't know about all of these things that you think that they would know, especially if they because they all threw a big temper tantrum when Andor showed up, because like, we've been here for months. Why are we adding a person to the team now? Like right before we're about to do this big heist mission. And then Andor's like, you guys would have been fucking screwed if it wasn't for me, because you guys didn't know all these things, and you guys should know all of these things about this mission that you're basically gonna either, there's only 2 outs on this. You guys, it works and you guys survive, or you're all gonna die. Like there's no in-betweens on this. It's like you either are going to be successful or you're going to die. And he's like, if I'm not here, you would have died. And it just shows the absolute incompetence that these people have. And their big thing, because Andor's like, how the fuck are you gonna get out on a cargo ship? They got TIE fighters, they got security. They're like, oh, there's a big light show. And I'm like, it's like some kind of anomaly that happens on this planet every 7 years. So like they'll be distracted by the light show, and then we'll get in the cargo ship and take off through the light show, and then the TIE fighters won't be able to follow us through the light show. And also, even though this is an Imperial fucking base, apparently all the Imperials are going to be watching the light show too, so there'll only be a skeleton crew that's actually working on this base during this light show, and that way they can all get through. So that's the overall idea. And then like the guys are going to dress up like Imperials and get into the base. The girls are going to go scuba diving on this lake, get into the base, and then take out the comms and do all this other behind the scenes shit, which they fail at, by the way. Surprise, surprise. Like apparently the women can't do their job correctly, which I thought was absolute funny, because Disney's all about hashtag all women power, strong women, right? But the mission basically almost fails because the women didn't do their job right and didn't take out the comms correctly, which I thought was actually kind of funny, even though it was like, oh, my soul is like being sucked out of me. But I was like, that was funny. And that I wasn't laughing at like the humor in the episode. I was laughing at the fact that Disney tries to like make it that women, you know, are like the bestest ever. But the mission almost failed because the women didn't get their job done. I thought that like that fail was kind of like a irony of Disney. But anyways, so they get into the base. Women, again, didn't do their job correctly, so shit gets messed up like as they're doing it. So they get down to the cargo ship. They get the guy that's in charge of it, and they got to use his fingerprints. This chick stays and like holds his family hostage and whatnot. They're downloading it up, of course, because they didn't get the comms done correctly. When they're talking to her on the comm, the other guy hears it and sends like everyone into the cargo bay to go like stop them from stealing all their fucking money. So there is this big shootout as they're loading the ship with all of the credits, and these two guys are like in this hallway. She's behind this thing, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go save her, cover my back, dude. And homeboy gets shot, and it's like, it's a surprise. It's like, you were supposed to be covering him, dude, and you stopped shooting. Why'd you stop shooting, dude? Oh, we'll find out later, as if we didn't see this coming anyway. So this dude, this chick, and this kid are on the ship with Andor, and they go to take off to leave the base, and they didn't secure the thing, basically the pallets that have all the credit tubes on it. Crushes the kid. He's like, I can't feel my legs. And they're like, shit, the kid can't feel his legs. Let's try to help him and save him as we're trying to take off this cargo ship into the fucking light show, and we got TIE fighters after us. And the kid apparently is the only one that knows how to escape the light show. And he's like, go up, go down, go up, go down. And that's how you get through, as if Cassian didn't give this whole fucking speech about his piloting abilities a few episodes earlier, and how basically nobody else knows how to do this correctly. And I'm like, all right, so apparently Cassian has no flight experience and couldn't get himself out of that situation. He did make the point, is like, he doesn't know where the fuck he's going, which is fine. You don't know where the fuck you're going. You could just plot somewhere and get out that way. I mean, I don't know, like just common sense kind of thing, but whatever, that doesn't really matter here. And They get out. They have to take the kid to some kind of doctor, which was a debate in and of itself, because he's like, we need to take him to a doctor, and she's like, nah, he dead. He's dying. Like, he's not gonna make it. He's got like an hour left. Like, the doctor cannot help him. And Cassian's like, no, let's take him to the doctor. They take him to the doctor. She's like holding his hand while he's dying, getting not experimented on, but getting surgery from the fucking doctor. Then he's like, yo, let's turn on everyone. Let's take the money. Let's ditch him. Let's take the money. Cassian kills him. And it's like, oh, I'm shocked that this guy turned on everyone, that this guy was only in it for the money. Big shocker there. Cassian kills him and then goes in, and he's like, let me buy this base and give me my money. Here's the necklace and deuces. And she's like, here's the kid's journal, because the kid died. And then Stellan Skarsgård hears, if you guys don't know, let me get the picture. Stellan Skarsgård, he like set this whole thing up. He's like listening on Coruscant, and he hears about the rebel attack on the base, and he starts laughing. And that's the end of the episode. Oh, and Mon Mothma does some kind of speech at the Senate that nobody cares about because reasons. And so yeah, that's the big exciting climactic episode of the mid-season of this show. It's boring as all fuck. So yeah, that's the episode. That's the 9.3 out of 10 episode. Like I said earlier, like I feel like the people that rated this have never seen anything else in their entire life to think that that is a 9.3 out of 10. Holy fucking shit. Now, this show was written by the dude that wrote the Jason Bourne movies. My theory is that originally, because Disney was going to do movies, they were going to do like a Star Wars story, stuff like Solo, and that's, you know, that movie epically failed. So they're like, oh, that movie failed, but The Mandalorian did good, so let's just turn all of these movies we had in production into like TV shows. So what I think happened was that this was originally going to be a movie, like a 2.5-hour movie, and they're like, let's turn it from a movie into an entire series. And so they took this 2.5-hour movie and then they stretched it out into 12 episodes. And it's the guy still credit as, you know, writing this, so maybe they brought him in to like take the movie and like transfer it into scripts. I'm not exactly sure. I will look into it further, but that's what I think happened. And because just how terribly paced this entire thing is, it's so long and drawn out and nothing happens. So yeah, I think, I'm sorry, I'm getting hiccups again. That always happens when I'm filming things, but it's just, I'm like, really, that this is what you're doing. Like, if this was like in the first, like what, 30 minutes of a movie, it could, like, all 6 episodes condensed into like the first 30 to 40 minutes of a movie. I'm like, okay, this fast-paced heist, what's going to happen after the heist and like the fallout of all of this happening, and then them using those credits to, I don't know, the overall plan and how Andor joins the rebellion. That could have been interesting, but they did it this way, and at this point, I'm like, am I even surprised it's Disney? I'm more so surprised that it's a 9.3 out of 10. I mean, it's, according to the people reviewing this is better than the fucking Godfather. And me, I don't even like the Godfather. And I'm like, oh my God, like, are you fucking insane? Like, what Kool-Aid are you drinking, man? Like, oh my God, that's... what the fuck? But yeah, that's the episode, and we still got 6 episodes left. And I know I haven't been like consistently reviewing this show, but that's just because it's so boring. Like, there's nothing to review. Nothing happens. It's like, do you want me to do a 10-minute video and talk about how nothing happens? Like, hey guys, here's episode 4 and 5. Guess what? Nothing happened again. Cassian met a couple people. Like, it's not fun. It's not interesting. It's boring. It's soul sucking, and nothing happens. The most interesting parts of this show is Stellan Skarsgård, and that's just because he's a fantastic actor. Like, if you just did a series about him, it could be more interesting, and like him living like double lives on Coruscant and then also being part of the rebellion. Like, that is more interesting than anything else going on in the show, and we barely see him. But yeah, that's Disney for you. But anyways, everyone, I'm done talking about this for today. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down below in the comment section. If you guys like this video, please smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay too. Thank you so much for watching this far through. And guys, once again, my channel is Hardcore Shadow Band here on YouTube, so every single like, share, comment really helps out my channel fighting the pesky YouTube algorithm. If you guys haven't yet, take a minute, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, make sure that it is set to all. That way you actually get notifications when I post videos and live streams. And until next time, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and may the force be with you, because we are really going to need it. Bye everyone. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much again for supporting my channel and my content. And if you guys would like to support me further, my cosplay calendar, my gamer edition cosplay calendar, is live still now on Indiegogo for a limited time only. We were very successful in the campaign, and we are currently in demand. In demand is only going to be up for a limited time only, so be sure to go check it out before we take this down. And guys, once again, thank you so much for this. If you guys want to go and back this campaign, the link is down below in the description of this video, and make sure that you guys check it regularly, because I do add updates on there and more photos are coming soon. So thank you guys. And last but not least, guys, I have a Twitch that I am trying to go. I am at 5.7K followers right now, and I'm trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. So if you guys haven't gone and followed me over on Twitch, go and do so now. The link is in the description of this video. I play a lot of games on here like Elden Ring and KOTOR, so go check it out if you haven't already. And that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.